Dogs, we all love them. They're fun, they're cute, they're loving, and they're great companions. They come in all shapes and sizes, from little to large, from short to tall, and from short-haired to long-haired. Lots of the much-loved dog breeds we see today were bred for specific purposes, like catching criminals, or hunting, or for herding. It's pretty incredible to think that all of these varieties have come from one common ancestor, the wolf. Britain's love of these companions is causing a cascade of health problems for dogs that are bred for their extreme looks. New puppies are often bred with the aim to be even smaller or even taller, with squished faces and big eyes or unusual coat colours. But now we face the question, has all this selective breeding gone too far? Selective breeding of Brachycephalic dogs, such as the French Bulldog, Pug, Boston Terrier, English Bulldog and Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, is characterised by their short and somewhat squished looking muzzles. The popularity of these dogs has skyrocketed in recent years. Statistics from the Kennel Club show registration of pugs increasing from 3,547 in 2007 to 10,408 in 2016. An even larger increase was seen in French Bulldogs, with 629 registered dogs in 2007 to 21,470 in 2016. This craze could be partially fueled by celebrity ownership and the increase in vanity of having an ugly but cute dog. There has even been a rise in merchandise of these dog breeds because of their looks. However, the human obsession with creating a perfect dog has shaped dog breeds to be unrecognisable from what they were centuries ago. This has resulted in many unfortunate side effects, such as diseases and malformations. We decided to do some research into the extent of breathing problems Brachycephalic dogs may develop and investigated the different short-faced breeds. To hear firsthand how a dog owner experienced these problems with her pug, we spoke to Jo, who now has a terrier after her pug died young from health complications.
A 4-year-old Patterdale Terrier, lovely dog, really nice temperament, really active, needs loads of exercise but that's fine, really good with the kids. Before I had Nipper I had a pug called Fudge, really cute looking dog. I bought her because of the way she looked, but she didn't turn out very practical because she couldn't really go on long walks. She really suffered with breathing difficulties, so we visited the vet who said that unfortunately dogs are bred like that, so she had some operations to widen the nostrils and something on a soft palate, which seemed to help her a little bit, but she was never a fit, healthy dog, and unfortunately she died when she was 6.5, I think, of heart problems. So I would never get that kind of dog again. Stick to a active, well-bred, longer-nosed dog like Nipper.
Here we have Tucker, a 2-year-old French Bulldog. We met Tucker whilst he was out for a leisurely walk on a relatively cool day, and his grunting and snorting was very prominent. His owner Emma mentioned that after minimal exercise, Tucker made a lot of noise. However, she didn't seem too concerned about his heavy breathing, suggesting that she was unaware of the serious health implications this could have for him. We got in contact with Hannah Lawson, a veterinary nurse who told us about these health problems in more detail, and also how a vet would diagnose and treat dogs that were in a serious condition.
Please could you explain the problems that short-faced dogs experience?
So these dogs are described as brachycephalic, and brachycephalic comes from the Greek term, comes for shortened in head, so it means that their head is drastically shortened. A lot of these dogs, their bottom jaw is disproportionate to their upper jaw, and that can cause a lot of severe problems.
What are the symptoms that a dog can have?
So the symptoms that these dogs can experience can be umbrellaed under a term called brachycephalic airway obstruction syndrome. The main symptom is struggling to breathe. These dogs can really struggle to cool down as well. They're quite prone to dental disease, so gum disease, periodontal disease because of their jaw shape. The folds in their skin that you often see on their face can cause a dermatitis, so it can cause problems with their skin. And because these dogs are more prone to becoming overweight, they can also suffer with problems with their muscles and joints as well.
How does the shape of the dog's head cause breathing problems?
So the skull is shortened, but the soft tissues in the mouth, nose and throat stay the same, and this results in an elongated soft palate. So the soft palate goes down to the back of the windpipe and can cause partial obstruction. The windpipe itself, the trachea, can become narrowed and damaged, and this can cause enlarged tonsils. The nostrils themselves, the nares, can become narrowed as well, and this can affect how much air is inhaled and how much oxygen ultimately gets into the body.
Are the problems life-threatening to the dogs?
Because of their restricted airways and these dogs having to breathe really heavily all the time, they can suffer with a lack of oxygen in their bloodstream, and this can put pressure on the heart and lead to secondary heart problems. These dogs can sometimes suffer from neurological problems as well, because their skull can compress on the brain. Your Cavaliers, King Charles Spaniels can suffer with problems such as this in the brain, so yes, it can be life-threatening.
How would a vet diagnose these problems?
So a lot of the time a vet can diagnose these problems just by physical examination. The dog will normally be panting quite a bit, grunting quite a bit. Further investigations, they can have radiography done, so an x-ray. It can give you an image of, the skull and the airways and stuff. A CT scan can also give you a really good picture of the airways. And vets will quite often practice endoscopy, so putting a camera down the dog's airways to have a proper look at the blockage going on as well.
How would a vet correct these problems?
So for dogs with moderate to severe breathing difficulties, surgery is going to be the best option. Some surgeries that are available is widening of the nares, so widening of the nostrils by removing some of the tissue, allowing more air to come in through the nares and allowing them to get some more oxygen in their system. Another surgery that is available is tracheotomy, so opening up a hole here in the trachea, and it means that they can breathe in directly through a hole in the trachea, not having to use their nose and mouth at all. Some other surgeries available is removing some of the soft palate at the back of the throat as well, so it kind of clears some of this obstruction. There are a number of surgeries available to help these dogs breathe a little bit better.
Are the owners of the affected dog breeds usually aware of the potential breathing difficulties, or do they not expect them?
So a recent survey done by the Royal Veterinary College found that 58% of owners were not aware of the breathing difficulties that their dog was experiencing. I don't find this too surprising. Like I say, I think it's become so normalised for these dogs to pant a lot and grunt a lot, so I'm not surprised that a lot of these owners aren't aware. I do think the public are becoming more educated, and news is spreading, but at the moment, I think most owners aren't aware of the problems that these dogs suffer from.
A possible solution to this increasing problem could be to mate a flat-faced individual with a different breed that does not suffer from breathing problems. This was apparent when we met Toby, a 5-year-old pug crossed with a Shih Tzu. Toby wasn't showing signs of heavy breathing or snorting, and his nostrils were a relatively normal size, so this is an ideal outcome for an owner who wants the look of a pug but not the added health problems. Taking into consideration all of the information we have collected, we have one last question for Hannah.
We know that there is evidence to support the fact that these breeds of dogs struggle to breathe. So what do you think is the long-term solution to this problem?
So if you're looking to buy a brachycephalic breed and you're looking to buy a new puppy, make sure that you research your breeder. Make sure it's a reputable breeder, make sure that they've met the breeding standards, and they've met these standards, and that they have the welfare of the puppies at heart. It's really important that, yes, these dogs are suffering from problems, but they are being bred, and they're being bred a lot, so we just need to make sure that we're buying puppies that do have the best welfare. I think overall, breeding out the short muzzles will be the best long-term solution, but for now we just need to make sure that the dogs that we do have and the puppies that we are breeding just have the best life possible, and we can do this by buying from reputable breeders.
We believe, going forward, that flat-faced dogs should be bred safely to have minimal health conditions and to give them the quality of life they deserve. By spreading awareness of Brachycephalic obstructive airway syndrome and educating owners, we hope to make you think twice before buying a dog based upon looks.